by yours truly, Aaron Calico. Beautiful, beautiful June 16th day. Saturday, awesome out. Weather's great. It's supposed to be 90 degrees today. So it looks like, I'll definitely be getting a good tan and definitely drinking quite a bit of lemonades. But definitely, stay hydrated, watch your heat level, and, protect yourself at all times. All right. Top of the discussion today. Obama is stopping deporting all illegal immigrants. Me personally, that I can understand why he's doing that. I mean, he's trying to win some type of appeal with people because he obviously, he didn't, create jobs and do what he said he was going to do. As far as employment rate, that's why we still have 22 million people unemployed, and he still thinks that the private sector is doing fine. So you need to do something, drastic, I guess you could say. I do see the good in it. I watched a couple of interviews the other day on MSNBC and on CNN News. Actual, kids in college and high school, they're going to be able to further their future. That is good, but here's the thing. I'll probably get a lot of flack for it, but it's my opinion, and in some cases, it's the truth too. So so be it. Yes, these people come over here illegally and stuff, get an education, all this. Then when it's time to go, we'll go ahead and sign a bill and let them do that. So when they go and apply for these grants, guess who pays for the? Guess where the money comes from? The grants. Guess where the money comes from? The loans and stuff. Banks. Where do you think banks get it from? Interest. Where do you think they get the interest levels from? From people like me and you, hardworking Americans that go out every day and work our tails off just so someone illegal could come here and live the American dream. Now, I'm all for the American dream. Just the bad thing is, if you're an American, it's hard for you to live it anymore because of minorities, and I'm not talking about, people of color, because first thing when you say minority, you think blacks. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying minorities in general. Anyone that's not the majority. The hardworking people go work their tails off for the non-hardworking people to collect a welfare check, don't do nothing, sit at home, BS all day, have 5 kids, let the system take care of them. And who pays for it? Me and you, Mr. I. John Q. taxpayer. We're the ones that pay for it. We take all that time, building millions and millions of dollars on this border to keep these illegals out, and then what do? Oh, well, if you get over here, you're fine. We won't deport you. It's cool. We'll let the economy struggle still, because, yes, people from Mexico do strive and help the economy. If it wasn't for Mexicans, tree services and McDonald's and fast food joints around the world there wouldn't be none. They'd be out of business, wiped out totally. But illegal workers, they get paid straight cash. You don't have to worry about workers' comp, all that, none of that. And they'll work for a lot less. So someone skilled like me, or someone skilled like you, or someone even has a college degree, goes and looks for a job, it's hard for them to find a job maybe in their career field, especially if it's in the laboring or construction trade or tree trade, or even the fast food business trade. It's hard for you to get in because who wants to pay you, $18, $20 an hour? Well, I can pay this Mexican $8, $7 an hour cash, and it'd be cool. So there's some goods and some bads about that he's not doing the deporting. I guess we'll know for sure in the near future. Let's see what happens in a year from now. It's June now. Let's see next summer of what our economic standpoint looks like then. All right. Next, awesome. Got an awesome story. Awesome but sad. A Texas man, 23-year-old Texas dad, sends his little 5-year-old daughter in their barn on their property to feed chickens. Now, it's not been reported yet 100% whether this is one of the guys that worked for him or just a drifter, passerby, whatever. He hears screams. Dad runs in there. There's this creep, this freak, just a total waste of life that needs a bullet in his head, is in there sexually assaulting his 5-year-old daughter. So what's this guy do? Just like any other father, including myself, would do. He goes in there and starts beating the living hell out of this guy. Well, not only does he beat him, he beats him so bad that the guy dies. He dies from his injuries. Well, this guy's getting charged, and, you know what I mean? Hell, he should be getting a damn medal. You know, you're going to charge this guy for what? Defending his family? This guy was sexually assaulting his 5-year-old daughter, and you're going to arrest him? I mean, I know sometimes the law is black and white, you know what I mean, but sometimes that gray area, you know, speaks louder than either or black or white. And that's the gray area. Yeah, the law says you can't assault someone, but the law also says, you know what I mean, you're not allowed to, you know, sexually touch a kid too. And then the law also states that you're allowed to protect your family and your means and your property. You know, and that's what that guy was doing. He was protecting his family, just like any other one, any other father, any other parent, good parent would do. Let's hope that when this guy goes to court, he has his day in court. I don't see any jury convicting this dude at all. I don't. But if it does, you know what I mean, you have my support. Oh yes, next bit of business. Yesterday, Nick Wallander, I'm assuming that's his name, crosses the Niagara Falls, makes history. Nick, you know what I mean, daredevil of sorts, decided that, you know, why not let's get in the history books and set a tightrope, a wire about the size of an espresso cup, across the Niagara Falls from the American side to the Canadian side, and let's make history. And he did. Not only did he do it successfully, he did it in pretty quick time too, in my standards. He did it in a half hour. And here's a little funny thing: when he got to the other side, the Canadian side, because he started on the American, he made sure that he handed him the, you know, his passport. But it was cool, you know what I mean? It's cool to watch. They had it live on TV. And there's also probably about 10 to 15,000 spectators that watched it actually live on the scene too. So, you know what I mean, that was pretty, you know, pretty cool, pretty interesting TV to watch, you know. So I mean, guy did a good job, did it successfully. I mean, worst came to worst, I mean, he'd have plummeted, whether he'd have died or not, it definitely broke some bones and it hurt. But you know, I mean, he'd have took a good little cooling off in the bottom of the Niagara Falls. Oh man, what is up with these with America now with sex crimes or kids getting abducted? You know what I mean? Sex offenders running rampant. When I was growing up, I'm 27, so I'm still young compared to some of the other people that say out there when they were young. But when I was growing up, and I remember, you know, in the 80s, I mean, I remember like 89, 90s, I remember that, and in the early to mid 90s. You know, you didn't hear about that craziness. People want to touch kids, and people want to, you know, sexually assault, and you didn't hear about all that. You know what I mean? Because it didn't happen. Every once in a while you might hear about a kid being abducted, but it wasn't rampant like it is now. It's like, when did it ever become okay or cool to go fucking touch a kid? It's not. It ain't cool. You don't touch kids. You know what I mean? The day you turn 18, when I turned 18, I stopped dating people that was under 18. Simple as that. I just said, you know what I mean, that's just the way I was. I don't care if you're 17 or not. Oh well, when you turn 18, come holler at me. You're 16, oh well, when you turn 18, come holler at me. You know what I mean? But no, people nowadays, it's like, well, I'm 18, but you're 14, it's cool. No, that's not cool. Or, I'm 32 and you're 9, you want to suck my pee-pee? What the hell is going through people's minds nowadays? America's falling apart. And with my next story, it just brings it, you know, more to the limelight and more true of what I'm saying and stating. You know, Sears, they're in hot water. A maintenance worker has been setting up hidden cameras in dressing rooms. He's worked here for over 7 years, so who knows if he's been doing it for the last 7 years or just started. But you know, he got caught. Alejandro Gamez, I guess, Gamez, 27-year-old worker, was arrested the other day on burglary and surreptitious videotaping. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it right. I guess when you tape someone like with secret camera and they don't approve of it or any way like that, I guess that's what that charge is called. They charged him. They set him a $20,000 bond, which is pretty reasonable, post. It's only had to post 10%, which $2,000 got him out. And here's this sicko back on the streets walking again, free. So this is the atrocities that happen in America. There's enough bad between, violence and murder, fires, and shootings and whatnot, car crashes, but this sexual stuff, this let's touch kids, let's touch underage minors. What the hell is going on in America? I mean, something's got to give. What, you send these guys to what? Prison for 5 years, if that, to get out on a program and just have to register. But yet this guy, he doesn't force no. This is an example. Well, no, this ain't hypothetical. This is actually, I've seen this happen in Ohio. This guy, no record whatsoever. First time ever being arrested. Gets caught with 8 hits of LSD, acid. He gets caught with 8 hits of acid. There's a sexual predator, sexual molester. He viciously, sexually assaulted his 9-year-old cousin. He stuck his finger in her butt, in her vagina, against her will, viciously, to where she, ripped her and bled. That cat that sexually assaulted his own family member. No BS. I wish I knew the guy's name, because I give you his name, you can look it up, because I'm not lying about this. He got no shit 2 years. And once he gets out, he gets a 1-year program to help this poor guy. Rather than this young kid, never been in trouble before in his life. Come from a good family with money, gets caught with 8 hits of LSD. They give him 8 years. And then once he's out, the 8 years, he has to do 5 years parole. Intensive parole for the first year. Intensive parole, if you guys don't know, that's, you gotta go drop pee every week, and it's up to the parole officer how many times. It's usually a minimum of 2, but if he wants, he can make you report every week. You know what I mean? Did he get a program? No. Does he qualify for a halfway house? No. You know what I mean? But the law is crazy. I say like this, and I'm sure there's some innocent people sitting behind bars that, for a sexual crime, but guess what? Don't put yourself in a situation where anything could be questionable. Anything whatsoever. As long as you're not, in a questionable state, then you have nothing to worry about. If you're out at a party and you're messing with a girl, and then come to find out after you've been messing with her for like an hour, you kiss her or whatnot, you find out she's 16, you're 22, cuss her out and then leave. And make sure someone knows you cuss her out and leave, so there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Or here's a good one. I do it all the time, and girls get mad at me. But let me see your ID. Let me see your ID. Let me see your ID. I'm not trying to get hemmed up in no craziness. You might be underage. You might not be even who you say you are. What's the big difference? I'll show you my ID. That way they're on the same page. But most girls, they're cool with, let me see your ID. Just make like a little joke about it. But yeah, this. I don't know. I've never understood, being able to touch a kid or even look at a kid in that way. I have kids, and I don't understand. We're not gonna get in that talk, but let someone do something with my kids. It'll be a day in history for America. On to another sad note. I'm not even going to. When I looked it up, it stated the race and all this. I'm not going to state the race. I'm just going to let you guys just guess and wonder. Moms at a pre-K graduation getting in a full-blown fist fight. You can watch it on Yahoo.com in the news section. They have the video posted, or it's even on YouTube too. In a full blown out fist fight, lady falls over two kids, getting to this other lady to continue fighting with her over a, oh man, this is over a cap and gown. A cap and gown. These women brawl and fight, not only one, in a school, two, in a classroom full of kids, desks, all this, in front of other family members, but also, more important, in front of their kids also. Now, I mean, who knows what the fight started about over the cap and gown? But let's put it like this, people. At the end of the day, it's a material thing. You're there to support your kids, not to embarrass them, not to embarrass yourself, and not to put fear. At the end of the day, that's what you guys did. You put fear in them kids. Not just yours, but the other ones were there, and maybe some of the parents, because I watched the video. It's very disturbing. You heard from the start to finish kids screaming and crying. That is utterless bullshit. You don't do that. You got a problem? Fine. I understand. I get mad too. Everyone gets mad. That's just part of our human nature and emotion. To get angry, to get mad. But to act that way in front of kids, that woman, you know who you are. You fell over the one kid getting to another, that lady. That's, what's the matter with you folks? I mean, whatever happened to, let's teach our kids values, morals, respect. Let's give them a good, healthy home. You know, let's sit down every evening at dinner and talk, you know, and discuss what's going on in our kids' life, to just plain old fuck this shit, do what you want. I mean, seriously. Come on, folks. Yeah, I know, you know, people work long hours. I do too. But I still make sure, you know what I mean, my kids are doing okay. I just want to find out what's going on in their lives. You know, you guys need to do that too. You know, you need to teach your kids values, morals, respect. You know, common courtesy and decency. You know, it's, you know, proper language. It's like, I don't know, man. I guess I'm old-fashioned. You know what I mean? But I mean, old-fashioned's good, because this new age of people. It's scary what it's going to turn out to be. Because I see the kids nowadays, how they are. It's computer, video games, iPod, cell phone. Computer, video games, iPod, cell phone, car. You know, it's like they don't know. If half of America right now would just go without and had to live in the woods or had to fend for themselves without a phone or a grocery store around, they would die. They would not know what to do, and that is an issue. But to end the newscast in a good note, 98-year-old Powell woman got her birthday wish. She always wanted to ride on a fire truck. The nurses at the nursing home she was staying at, or home health nurse aide, I'm not sure, I couldn't really get to the bottom of that story. Either or, set up with Liberty Township Fire Department here in Ohio, in Powell, Ohio, I'm assuming Liberty Township. Got her wish granted. Not only was she going to take a ride on a fire truck, it was an aerial ladder fire truck that had a bucket on it, and that holds firefighters on like a platform bucket, and they let her get in with another firefighter and took her on a ride. You know what I mean? So, you know, happy birthday to, what was her name? Guess it didn't give her name. Yes, it did. I'm sorry. Lethra Montgomery. Happy 98th birthday to you. And, you know, I'm glad, you know, she got to fulfill, you know, her 98th birthday wish, you know, live out one of the things on her bucket list. So that was awesome. I'm gonna leave the talk show news brief with this. It's America. We're going downhill. We're there is no I'm proud to be here. We work hard. No, it's more of how can we get the most out of this person? How can the government help us? It's not about the government helping you. It's about you helping yourselves. Whatever happened to getting up in the morning, going and putting in a good 8 to 10 hour hard work day, coming home and feeling good about that, raising your kids, having a family, having a house, a car, and living a comfortable life. No, nowadays it's fuck this shit. Let's go sell crack. Let's have as many kids as we can. Let's collect a welfare check. Let's get into the system. Have the system pay us to sit at home and do nothing. While we just keep having kids and live off of that. Collect a welfare check, free house. All of this, and we'll let the hard-working people take care of us. Whatever happened, everyone is getting up every day and going to work and being happy about that. Being happy to have a job. Like, when was it ever cool to be unemployed? We have 22 million people in America unemployed that want a job. But yet, we can't. We can't get a job. Nor can we get, 9 times out of 10, we can't get help. So it's sad, but we Americans need to stand up side by side as Americans and be glad to be who we are and where we're from. Until the next time, I'm your host, Aaron Calicoats, who Under the Wire News and Talk Show. Thank you for joining me. You can join me every day. I do a live webcast every day. You can also follow me at Twitter at only1Calicoat at Twitter. That's only #1 Calicoat. You can also follow me on Facebook at Aaron Calicoat /Facebook. Also, if you got any shout outs, I do them at the end of every show now. I have some. I got a list I have to do here in a second. If you want to do shout outs, feel free to email me at Dobston, DOBBSTON @yahoo.com. Alright, shout outs going to Worthington Village. Give a shout out to Moms, also known as Karen, and God rest his soul, Pops. Pops is a good man. We miss you deeply. We really do. But as moms would say, and as me and a lot of other people would say, you old bastard, you got the last laugh. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to James and Maya. How you guys doing? I know them damn dogs are still annoying. Until the next time, people, thanks for tuning in, and stay safe. Bye.